we met them dudes. Robby Tucker in studio. And we met them in New Orleans.
Baton Rouge.
Baton Rouge at Fred's, right? So it's like a bayou bar type.
Yeah, it's like a football after party bar.
Okay.
But they do like
Pretty
midget
cool.
wrestling, or they do like mini motocross there, or
Yeah, they do all kinds.
but it's like a meet and greet. So we got to go there and like we made them a sign. We gave them the sign. That was really fucking cool. We made it under Barstool Sports. By giving them the sign, it was like recorded in one of their vlog things. So that was really sick. But yeah, do you have any recs? Like recommendations on podcasts?
Man, I kind of vary between, obviously, Joe Rogan
Yeah.
all the time.
Yeah.
But
You just got so hated.
yeah, I mean,
It's tough scene.
Theo is good. I like Full Send a lot.
Full Send's nice. I feel like it depends on the guest.
Yeah.
But this is weird. Like, I find myself as a podcast listener that there are some people that I'll listen to no matter what podcast they're on.
Mm-hmm.
Like Casey Neistat. He's so interesting in what he talks about. Yeah.
I would not have guessed that out of you.
Well,
honestly.
he runs, and he just his takes on, like, life in general, because he does these, like, little 10-minute videos on YouTube where it's, like, his take on New York and, like, why it's so special and the little
Yeah. I
intricacies
just never would have
of
thought
it.
you'd be a Casey Neistat like follower.
I don't know. Jeff FM, have you heard of that?
No.
Dude, Jeff FM is really good. It's Jeff Wittick. He's like part of this like old. I don't want to like pigeonhole him into this one thing, but David Dobrik was really big, and he was part of his crew. But really, he was doing his own thing, and
He's
he got
the one who got flown off the thing.
yeah,
Right?
he got swung around on a
Excavator.
but on a rope, and it
shit,
stopped, and he slung around, and his face hit, and he's like not partially blind, but his eye is like
He's
permanently messed up a little bit.
That sucks.
But
Well,
he
stupid
himself
accents.
is like this, like, kind of mafia-esque, like, he's not Italian sounding, but he's Italian looking.
Mm-hmm.
Like, he does hair, he barbers. So he has this show called Jeff's Barbershop, and he interviews people while he cuts their hair, but it's, like, hilarious.
Yeah.
Like, it's a crazy good little, I wouldn't call it that a podcast. That's more of a show. But it's like an interview style show.
Kind of like a Sunday Conversations thing, like a short little
Dude,
interview.
perfect example.
Yeah.
It's just like that, but like
They're normally, 15 minutes or so?
10, 15 minutes.
Yeah.
But it's like there's parts of the background that are green screen. So he'll be saying something, and then they'll say something silly, and it'll be like Godzilla in the background.
Yeah.
It's kind of like that in the Eric Andre show. It's kind of a mix
Oh,
of
yeah.
all of that combined.
Some gags.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's super
spoofs.
good, but...
Dude, Nine Club. The skate
Oh,
podcast.
yeah, that's really good, too.
That's probably my favorite. I mean, they all depend on the guest, obviously, but
That's because you're an old school G.
yeah.
You come from that. I remember us skateboarding downtown, like, had to be like 15 years ago now. It's
Yeah,
been
it was
a
a while,
long...
Can we
dude.
just talk about real quick how fucking tall you are, too, by the way? Goodness
You can't tell
gracious,
he's wearing
dude.
all black. He's on a black couch, so it's
Holy
probably not picking
shit.
it up really well.
You're
but
what, 6'5"?
6'7".
Fuck.
Yeah.
He had to correct John. Hey, brother, I'm not that short.
That's
Yep.
insane, dude.
Yeah.
It's fun.
Such a-
Comes
hey,
with issues, though.
Such a short
I
guy
guess
thing
that's
to
true.
bring up.
Oh, I
hey,
had
you
to. You
tall.
hopped out of the truck, and I was like, how do you fit in that thing? Like,
Yeah.
I honestly had no idea.
See, I'm so used to, like, people ask me if I, like, duck when I get in the truck. I'm like, dude, I duck everywhere I
Yeah,
go,
that's-
so I don't even notice it
Yeah,
anymore.
that's true. I guess
But,
that makes sense.
yeah, like, at work, like, the computer screens, I have to, like, sit on a stool. Because otherwise, if I'm standing at the computer, I'm, like, well above the monitor.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
So it just... Tall guy problems.
So, you know what's even crazier about that I just thought of since you said, like, sitting on a stool? You probably don't even have to have a squatty potty. You probably naturally, your knees are so hiked up when you're sitting on a toilet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
True.
You're like, yeah, I'm good. Me and toilets are straight.
Yeah.
Are you
Yeah.
equally tall everywhere? Like, are your legs as tall as your
Hey,
torso?
How tall your dick is?
no. I wasn't even going there. I
I
meant,
think so, dude. I'm proportionate.
you know what I'm
That's
saying,
what I
though?
You
tell
don't. Yeah, you don't look funny.
Yeah.
Like your legs aren't super
Like,
long.
for
and your
example,
torso's
if
short.
you look at Theo, I think Theo's torso's a little long.
Yeah.
He's got short
a fat
arms.
ass, too.
Yeah, yeah.
thick,
He's built like
He's thick.
some other things.
Well.
Yeah.
It looks like a centaur without the back.
Yeah, dude.
God. No, I have some friends. George with the Cessnato.
Yeah.
I didn't realize it, but he told me like his height, and I was like, "Yeah, you're actually not that short." He just has either a short torso and long legs, or vice versa. But he's one of those people that like his height
It's deceptive.
is surprising. It's deceptive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, when somebody tells you that they're 6 foot, you're probably like, all right, cool. It's like, I'm 6 foot, but it'd be like if somebody tells me they're 5'5", I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
I don't know. You just look like you're right here. I can't.
Yeah.
I don't know that you're so much shorter. Just for the record, he's not 5'5".
I'm
I wasn't meaning him.
Yeah, you're like directing it at me. I'm like, all right, brother.
Yeah.
Calm her down. Yeah. No, I'm not 5'5".
Yeah, just kind of happened.
Yeah. Yeah, you got like what kind of tall people problems you got?
Good Lord.
Other than like, I mean,
It's all gonna be about
obviously.
how
Man,
high-
this exact
but, like-
situation.
Like, this is horse shit.
Yeah, this
I
is like
hate it
my
here.
everyday life. I don't think about it, but like go out in public and everyone's like, "How tall are you? You play basketball?" Like all the typical shit
You
that
got
every
your
tall
knees?
guy deals
Your knees
with.
all right?
Yeah, they hurt a little bit.
Yeah.
From skating.
Yeah, I guess that makes
Yeah.
sense. Yeah.
I'm
think
an
that
old
just
man now, dude. All
comes
that
with it,
skating
yeah.
caught up with me.
Yeah. Dude, isn't it, like, speaking of skating, isn't it crazy seeing Tony Hawk transition into pop culture now? Like, he was already huge back then.
Dude, he just won't quit. He's
He
just
won't.
staying relevant in anything
How
that he
old
can.
is he now?
I think he's
He's
like
50
50s,
something?
right?
Yeah, at least, if not 60s.
Because I
but
think when he
he's
did,
up
like,
there.
the 900 when we were basically children, he was, like, mid to late 20s?
Yeah,
So he's got to be getting... Man, we're probably way off on our math.
He was still a
Google
young
that.
pup.
I'm
dude.
thinking like 55.
I was sitting on that living room floor, dude. My parents letting me watch X Games, staying up past my bedtime.
Dude, I remember watching X Games and you see things like that I don't feel like are so popular anymore. Like,
56.
yeah, that's crazy, isn't it? He was just on Kill Tony as a guest.
Oh,
And there was
that's
several people up there doing like their minute, and then they interview them afterwards, and they were doing the interviews, and like 2 or 3 of them, I swear to God, in the middle of the interview, were like, "Holy shit, are you Tony Hawk?" Like they
yeah.
like probably hadn't seen him since they were kids,
Yeah.
you know?
Dude,
and
his
then-
Twitter goes on about that. He'll do like every situation where he's been confused for Tony Hawk. People ask him or say
Yeah.
that he
Are
looks
you
like Tony
Tony
Hawk. Yeah.
Man, how weird is that going to be? Getting old enough to be almost.
Unrecognizable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are you Chris Rock?
You look like.
Yeah.
Yeah. No shit.
And how fun would it be to be like, nah, but I get that a lot. That'd be
No, he
so
probably
fun to
fucks
just.
with so many people
Yeah.
with
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
Who is that? Who's Tony?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
Everybody's getting
Also,
old.
his kid Riley is getting covered in tattoos.
Dude, that I remember seeing him like on an X Games feature with Riley Hawk, and he was like a little
Little.
kid with like a blonde bowl cut.
Yeah.
Now he's tatted up, long hair, all that shit.
Nija,
doing his own thing.
Nija's
Yeah,
same
Nija's
thing.
crazy.
Nija's literally covered.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And like still like pretty much running the game. I mean, he as soon as I think he could fucking walk. Like he could just. Do you
I
know
thought
who
he
that
was
is?
falling
Nigel
off for a
Houston?
Oh,
second,
yeah,
and he
yeah,
came
yeah.
back.
I thought you were
Yeah.
saying Tony had another
No,
son
no,
named
no.
Nigel, and I was like, don't know about. But
No, there's just been so many things. I'm so out of skateboarding now, like the new stuff that's happening. But I remember like that being like my life when we were hanging out.
Mm-hmm.
Like, good Lord, dude.
So how did y'all meet? How long have y'all been homies?
I don't know.
American Legion, I believe. You were
Oh,
always hanging out
word.
at the American Legion shows, and I think
That's
I was
right.
like picking up trash one night because I would work every show and just
Oh,
clean up
shit.
trash after. And you just came up to me one night and we just hit it
Damn.
off.
All right,
Good
sick.
times.
I don't have a
Old
memory
school.
at all, dude.
Yeah,
I was
Old
wondering
school
that
shit.
because I was like, maybe it was shows, and maybe I was just like, hey man, you tall. That's sick though.
yeah,
Dude.
Good old days.
They don't do shows there anymore, do they?
No, they just
At
like
Legion?
redid it though.
Oh,
I
really?
think they're gonna start doing events, but they're definitely probably not gonna do metal shows anymore or
Yeah.
hip hop shows, which is like the thing that put the nail in the coffin.
Yeah.
There's like
Yeah.
a shooting at one of them, so they shut it down.
Jeez.
Damn. I remember, like, I would just recently, I was watching a podcast, and for whatever reason, Say Anything, the band, was being talked about, and it reminded me of the show that was held there. And, like, at the time, I didn't realize how big Say Anything was. And now looking back, like, I remember the set being so crazy. What is that fucking super popular song? God, it's like their number one hit.
I was never a big Say Anything guy.
Me neither, but like I remember when he was performing, like that specific song was, like the entire fucking room was chanting it. It is called "Alive with the Glory of Love," but it's like pretty sick. But it was like, I mean, you just got all these like emo heartthrob kids, both guys and girls, just like
pouring their soul into
just
that shit.
fucking
And
going
now those
crazy.
are the elder emo bands. They're the classics now.
Yeah.
Yeah, As I Lay Dying, I remember seeing them there. There's a bunch of huge bands there. Damn, dude, I remember meeting a lot of people there.
Dude, As I Lay Dying, the thing that I remember about that show is that was before I worked a bunch of shows where I knew about like dummy amps and all that kind of stuff. So As I Lay Dying like sounds huge, but they had 2 little combo amps under the drum rise. So they had like a banner going over the bottom of the drums, and hidden behind it was 2 little like combo amps. Like that anybody would play at like Guitar Center, something like that.
Yeah.
And then they had like the big fake double stacks. So it made it look like they were playing out these like huge amps, and they were actually like 2 little amps under the drum riser.
That's the tricks of the trade, I guess. Like,
Yeah.
we're not musicians at all, and like you're a lifetime musician, basically.
Yeah.
What's the point of what's the point?
What's
of
the point of music?
Yeah, no, so let me ask you. I've been
Why
I've
not
been
just
thinking
be
about it for a while.
tall for a living? Why do music?
No, but what's the point of the whole dummy amp thing? Like, why, if they've got them there?
They're a giant metal band and they want to look cool. I mean, I've worked some shows where you can look in the back of the amp, and normally where it'd be solid, where all like the tubes or wires or whatever, all that shit, it's just hollow completely. So it's just a piece of wood with like a speaker screen on the front, and that's it. Very
Kind of
odd.
reminds me of that Adult Swim show with the metal. They're making fun of metal kids, but it's like a Norwegian death metal band.
Oh,
Fuck,
it has
what's
like
the name
Death
of
Clock
that?
in it. The
Death-
band Death Clock.
Yeah.
It's named
What
something.
is
I don't
that?
know.
But it's funny because they do all the like tropes of like.
Yeah, I've watched
Metal
some
things.
of those. Fuck, I can't remember the name of that.
How many bands are you in currently?
Just one. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. Finally.
Just one
just-
one you're allowed to talk
no,
about?
No, okay.
I was about to say.
Technically,
When you're allowed to talk.
I
about?
guess you could say, because when y'all talked to Corey,
Yeah,
we were
that's-
still doing excess,
Yeah.
and we haven't like disbanded. It's just
Yeah.
kind of like when everyone feels like doing another song, we'll probably, when Corey feels like doing another song,
Yeah.
we'll probably just do another song. And then Safe Harbor has actually been recording new stuff,
Oh, word.
Yeah.
Like all original band?
except for Ben.
Word.
Yeah.
Is Ben in Atlanta?
He's living in Bloomington, right outside of Minneapolis.
Word.
Yeah.
I miss Ben. Ben's good people.
He's good people. I just went and visited him this past January.
Word.
That was cold as shit.
Yeah, fuck.
Dude,
can't
my
even
mustache
imagine.
would freeze within like 5 minutes of walking around.
Yeah, that's too.
I've only ever seen Minneapolis on like Catfish, the show.
That happens up there a lot.
Fuck
cold.
yeah, dude. Dude, Michigan is like one of the hottest spots for it.
Yeah.
Like they film like back-to-back episodes there all the time. Ain't nobody got nothing to do.
I don't think I've ever spent any. I've only like flown through Minneapolis. I've never really like. Yeah, let's hang out here for a little bit. You know. I feel like that's not really a place that I would like. You know.
I mean, it was
Think
dope.
to.
But we like Uber downtown and walked around, and so there's just like skywalks everywhere
Oh yeah.
connecting all the inside bars. So if
That's
you don't
tight.
know how to get in any of the skywalks, which we didn't, like we're wandering around like blocks, like Ben saying like one more block, and I'm like starting to get pissed because
Yeah.
I'm so
Yeah.
cold. Like my snot running down my nose. Like I can't even feel it. I just like wipe my mustache, and it was horrible. My hands were like on fire, even though I had leather gloves,
Yeah.
Yeah.
like thermal inside, and it was just horrible. It was so cold.
Yeah, that's too much, man.
So
Can't take it.
excess.
Yeah, excess, technically, Safe Harbor, and then the Gills is like the main band right now.
Word.
But we're all old as shit, so we just play shows every now and then, and that's about it.
So are you more so transitioning out of music into photography, or like who is Robby Tucker?
Who are you?
Yeah.
I don't know. I just like the Gills. I kind of got into because I thought we'd just be playing a lot of shows,
Yeah.
and we've gone through like 3 different drummers, and every drummer you have to teach them the whole new set, and it takes like a year to get back to where you were the year before, and really that's about it. I mean, I don't like I hate like band meeting type stuff. Like, what are we going to do for this? How are we going to make it? And I'm like, I don't want to like make it in a band. I just want to play shows. I've thought about just trying to join like a cover band for the beach, so I could just play music at the beach. That'd be great.
I mean, I'm sure there's a market for that.
Yeah.
You're at the beach a lot.
Me?
Like, around that type of environment, yeah?
I'll be going up there and shit.
Yeah.
Down there. Yeah, I mean, there's all kinds of stuff out there, but, I mean.
It's just fun. I'll have those like moments in practice where I like look around at everyone playing. I'm like, dude, this is pretty dope. I just like in a room full of other dudes. We're all playing our instruments at the same time, and it's sounding good. So it's fun.
You could have a cover band called like Robby Tucker and the Shorties.
I think I've exhausted all potential band names with all my horrible projects of the past.
What have been some of the ones that you've like missed out on?
really.
Yeah, like give us some good ones.
That I've missed?
Yeah, like a bad one that you were like, man, that was good at the time, but now you look back and you're like,
Oh, dude.
what
Feel
was
Good was a
Feel
complete...
Good was the name?
Well,
Yeah.
Explain that a little bit. Don't just say that and go by that.
Yeah, so I had an identity crisis, basically, is what happened. I was playing in a metal band, and we were, like, touring and all that stuff, like, actually doing something. But I kind of got tired of that, and I wanted to, which is, I guess, this could transition to so many different things. But I started writing, like, the past couple years, doing, like, books, like poetry books. And at the time, I just wanted to, like, say something. I felt like if I, like, died the next day, if I wasn't, like, a vocalist, I couldn't leave behind anything of, like, significance. So I wanted to, like, sing, and singing was, like, so confined to, like, only being able to fit this many words into this beat and all that stuff. So I was, like, rapping. I could basically say anything I want in a more casual manner and say a lot more.
Yeah.
And it kind of be more, like, relatable to everyday life versus, like, woe is me or some kind of deep kind of thing. So I started rapping, and I started doing, like, I was really into,
Brother's
like,
multi-talented.
yeah, like Swayze. You remember Swayze?
Yeah.
Mm-mm.
Or
Cronin
Mod
and
Sun.
Lime? Yeah, Mod Sun was
Mod
a
Sun?
huge
Oh,
one.
yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Which is wild to see Mod Sun now. Like, he is kind of like MGK's and, like, all the big things,
Yeah.
Avril Lavigne. But, like, when you showed me Mod Sun, it was with G-Eazy, and it was like, they were babies. Nobody listened to them.
Yeah.
Now they're, like, chart-topping.
Yeah.
I basically ripped off Mod Sun completely. It's really what happened.
Sick.
But, yeah, I don't know. Now, looking back on it, it's kind of one of those things, like, you do one thing, it leads to the next, it leads to the next. So,
Yeah.
like, I don't regret it, because I
Yeah.
guess it was necessary. Who knows, like, butterfly effect, what would have happened if I didn't do it. But, man, dude, like, Facebook memories and shit,
Oh,
when
yeah.
they
They
pop
be
up.
popping up. You're like,
Ooh.
Yeah.
yikes.
Dude, some old Facebook stashes, like, throwing out, like, a rap lyric,
Yeah.
thinking I
You're
was, like, sly.
Working hard in the lab. You're like,
Yeah.
Dude, do you remember when captions used to be like you had to like end one sentence with rhyming with the last sentence? Like, I still find myself occasionally doing this. I just,
Oh, dude,
I did one about the
You
gym.
are stuck in this part.
I just did one about the gym where I was like something about this place is home. When you're here, you're not alone. And I was like, why'd I do that?
Well, you wrote a ton back in the day.
I did.
Yeah.
I have the notebooks in there. He don't know this.
You
I
still
do.
write?
I do.
No, not really.
No?
I mean, I like occasionally jot, but it's more so like therapeutic writing for me, like how I feel in the moment. But it's not like probably for other consumption, like for other people to, other than the people that are affecting it. Like,
That's some of the best stuff, though. That first book I put out, that was like raw, just like dark kind of stuff, just drinking and a breakup and all that stuff. But like, I put out a second book that was way more like happy and way more like positive, and no one gave a shit about that. It is like the when you're in pain kind of thing.
That's fucked.
So
Yeah, I mean,
that's not so bad, because like at least people like appreciate your rawest kind of emotions. But that rap stuff, God, all the shit that came with it, the outfits,
yeah.
Oh wow.
the talk, all the follow Fridays, and get my page to 700 likes, and I'll drop a new song as if anyone gave a shit.
Yeah. Do you ever look back and think like at least one song is good that you're like, man, I still like that song to this day?
There's a few.
Yeah.
Yeah. I actually ran into a kid at the handlebar. I can't remember his name. I feel so bad because he was always like into that rap stuff.
Yeah.
But he asked me to send him like all the songs because he's like, they're not on YouTube or SoundCloud or anything anymore.
Dude,
I was
why
like,
don't
that's
you?
crazy.
Yeah, why don't you
Yeah.
drop that
You're
on
like,
YouTube?
damn,
That's crazy. I totally deleted all of those.
You should
deliberately.
You should let everything live on YouTube. I'm pro YouTube in every way, shape, and form.
I knew that about you.
Like I'm never taking anything down we put up on
Yeah,
YouTube.
I don't know,
Minus
dude.
those ones. But.
My current gal, man, she still has not heard any of it.
Really?
I have like friends that have it on their laptop still, and they bet you want to hear it. I'm like, dude, if you play that, we're leaving right now.
Yeah, we're
She
done.
has not heard. I
That's
don't think
awesome,
she's heard a
dude.
song.
You know what would be great? And listen, Robby Tucker, current close friends, whoever. If you're near him, make one a ringtone and then have your other buddy call.
Yeah.
Just around and just
Yeah.
like, oh, I don't even know where my phone is, and just
Yeah,
let it
that's
play.
Yeah.
That'd be a good prank, dude.
Yeah, R.I.P. all those songs, that era.
When
Ugh.
was the moment where you were like, okay, this is done with Feel Good? Like, do you remember like waking up and just being like, I just don't want to do that no more?
I don't remember. No.
You just kind
Yeah.
of moved into the new.
I will say I want to set
How
this
long
record
did this
straight.
last?
For like 2 years.
Oh, so you were hard in the paint for a little bit.
Yeah, I went through like some eras.
Yeah.
Yeah, the first stuff was like feel good at the beach, like
Mhm.
way more California style, like rapping stuff. And then I got into G-Eazy.
Yeah.
And so then I ripped G-Eazy off and I
Yeah.
started doing more like kind of ambient beats. With,
Yeah.
I don't know. I got into so many different little eras with that. But the name, everyone like Matt Schultz, dude. Every time he saw me, like, "What's up, Dr. Feel Good?"
Yeah.
I'm like, no, it's not my name. It was The Secret.
Yeah.
Remember that documentary?
Yeah.
They like wrote "Feel Good" on the beach, and they're like, no matter what you do, like feel good or something like that. So that's what the name was from. I was not trying to go by the name Feel Good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. That.
My name is
And-
Feel Good.
That's never a good thing if you have to explain something. You're like,
Yeah.
you're not getting the joke. The joke is actually the,
Yeah.
or whatever the thing
Yeah.
is, and then they're like, well, no, I don't.
Yeah.
Yep, I learned that quick.
Oh.
That was it though. Everything else is fine.
He's like, I like everything else I did in life.
Yeah.
If I remember correctly, we were driving around. I don't know if it was a CD you were playing when you first showed me Mod Sun. Because you showed me like a song.
Was it Lightning in a Bottle? I think that was a song
Maybe.
that you
It-
specifically really liked back in the day.
I think it. I don't know. Maybe that is a song, but it's like him saving someone from suicide or something.
Mhm.
Yeah, that song. Good God, I want to play just
Still
a little
hits.
bit of that. It affected me long enough, or like so long ago that I
that you
still
remember
to
it.
this day feel
Yeah. Which is
Something.
wild for him because he doesn't.
lightning in a
remember
bottle, Mod
anything.
Sun.
Like anything.
Yeah, like. Isn't that cool that it like just automatically capitalizes in the
They know
search
what's
bar?
up. Yeah, YouTube knows. 12 years ago.
Yeah, so whatever this sounds like is basically what I was trying to sound
Okay.
like back in the day.
Brother, how does that just not? That gets it. You know what this reminds me of? McDonald's French fries.
Oh my god, dude, we ate
What?
so much McDonald's back in the day.
Dude, me and him used to go skate around downtown, wherever. When we were just hanging out, we would just get McDonald's French fries as like our fuel source
Yeah.
and just keep skating.
Yeah.
But it was like a
Let me get
thing.
3 large fries.
Absolutely.
Dude,
Yeah.
back on tour, we had like our per diems, which were like $5 a day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We would keep our sweet tea cups and just refill sweet tea
Fuck
everywhere
yeah.
we went. I drank nothing but sweet tea and Mountain Dew on my touring days.
That's
It's
aggressive.
horrible.
I went on
that's
like
aggressive.
one little thing with y'all. I think
you
it
came
was.
on the Scream Out Loud thing.
Yeah.
I believe when I filled in for them for like 2 days.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I remember like all this shit playing. We were at this, I think it was Dalton, Georgia.
Sounds about right. We played Georgia a ton.
That's a place.
That's
Thank
right.
you for that.
Yeah.
I
mean,
appreciate the
it's-
support there.
it's-
But I remember like it was super late night and we were like loading in and loading out and like listening to this and just Blazed by the Bell. I remember everything was like a turn on a phrase. It was like something like foreplay. Like how your thing is like, you know what that could also be.
yeah.
Blazed by the Bell. Saved by the Bell. You even know what Saved by the Bell is?
Everything had to be witty.
Yeah.
Like, dude, Lil Wayne, listening to Lil Wayne from back in the day, he says like a billion times in a song.
Yeah.
He's always saying this is like that, so on and so forth.
Man, that's crazy. Just all those stuff. I just saw that G-Eazy, I know we're saying his name a lot, but he just dropped Lady Killers 2 or 3.
He just dropped 3. And 2 is like the best one. I still keep up a little bit with Jeezy.
Yeah.
I'm always trying to.
I haven't listened to him in a long time.
I was heavy
honestly.
with him until about right when I started back at Zoomies. Like like right about 2016, like the beginning of 2016, I think he dropped
the Dark something. What
the
was
Damned or something.
Beautiful and Damned.
The Beautiful and Damned album.
Yeah.
And then after that, I stopped being like every single thing he dropped.
You were hard into him for a while. Anything he dropped, you were about it. And then
that's because of him.
Kind of fell off.
I would have never known Mod Sun, G-Eazy, none of them.
Yeah.
These Things Happen was a dope album.
Ooh, for sure.
Yeah, that first main one was the best.
The one he writes about his mom.
When It's Dark Out is the one I'm thinking.
Where she like doesn't like from his perspective, I think he thought that his mom thought he didn't accept his mom being gay.
I think.
And he's like, no, I do. And I love you and I love her. And I think her girlfriend killed herself or something. In the song.
Is that the one where he's talking about like trying to do like the CPR on her?
Yes.
Like in the basement?
Dude, all their like
the second album.
All their death songs are crazy good. I hate to be like that, but like they're so impactful.
Really
like when they write
songs.
about more than like just fucking fat asses and bitches and getting drunk.
Yeah.
They can write real well.
I can always show somebody a G-Eazy song. If they don't like them, I'm like, listen to this one.
Yeah, hold on. Give me one sec.
Ignore like the dumb singles on the radio and strip clubs and all that good stuff.
Yeah.
Wicked segue.
Yeah, dude, it's fucking wild. I still think about those days to this day.
French fries and skating?
French fries, skating, just rooftops, like shows, all that stuff.
Dude, me and him would do the little AMAs, Ask Me Anything, on like Tumblr. Or no, it was like, God, there was like a website that was huge, Formspring. Do you remember Formspring?
Maybe.
It was like the anonymous question website. And everybody would post, like, ask me questions. Me and him would, like, hold up a piece of paper being like, Cody and Robby night. Like, ask us questions.
Dude, there's so many fucking times like that.
Awesome,
dude, this dude is so, like, impactful in my life in such a weird way. I was introduced to my current love, The Office.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah.
And I remember him showing it to me and me being like, I don't get it. But I don't remember the episode. And still to this day, I try to watch the episodes and be like, why? What episode would I not get?
Yeah.
But it's like I watch it every fucking day.
Mm-hmm.
What's your favorite, like, era of The Office, like, season?
I mean, there's some really good ones, but I really like season 2. I mean, season 1 is in its own thing, but it felt like a bunch of pilots.
Yeah.
You know, like individual episodes.
Nothing, like, runs together. It's all
yeah.
just...
But then I like
episodes.
2 to, like, 5 or 6.
Yeah. I think that's really the sweet spot before they started adding in a whole bunch of different stuff going on. You know
because people left and then...
Yeah.
Dude, Robert California is the best character in The Office.
California is hilarious.
It's pretty fucking good.
The episode where they have a party at his house.
The pool party?
Yeah, and like he like walks out naked and everybody's like, what? You know?
Yeah.
That still is like...
Dude, the Halloween one, when he's just learning everybody's worst fears throughout the day.
Yeah.
And he loops it together in a story.
Yeah.
So good.
He's the best.
One of the best scenes of all time is when they're at Michael's for the dinner party and he's like giving them a house tour and he shows them the TV or the surround sound.
Right into the wall.
Yeah, right in the wall. Yeah. Have you seen the bloopers for that?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, dude, they can't even hold it
Over
together.
here, Jim. Yeah, like snaps at him. Yeah, dude.
Or then he puts a St. Pauli's girl neon sign above the as they're cooking dinner or eating dinner.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah,
some of that stuff is they nailed it with that shit. Dude.
It's like a butterfly effect for sure because that got me into Parks and Rec, and then it got me into so many other shows like that.
Yeah.
I wonder what would have happened if I would have never met you.
Have you watched Jersey Shore, though?
Yeah.
Dude, I love Jersey Shore. And it's from, like,
Really?
The Office. Because, I mean, it's, like, reality, but it's the same thing where, like, you learn the characters.
Yeah.
You know, like, how they're going to react to something, what they're going to do.
Yeah.
And their little, like, interview clips always contradict what actually happened.
We got some grenades in the house tonight. We got to get them the fuck out of here. Dude, that shit gets so...
Aren't they still to this day doing the show?
I think
It's called like Family something now.
Yeah, they are. It's crazy. I've watched like 2 seasons of it.
Dude,
is it still good?
It's not as good as the old stuff. Because, I mean,
The old
know
stuff
they're
was like
famous
unfiltered.
now. It's all
Yeah.
different, yeah.
Yeah, I never watched that show until I started dating a girl who was like really like way too into it. You know what I mean? And I was like, okay. I never watched it with her. But then after we broke up, I was like, I'd like saw it on or something, and then I watched some of it, and I'm like, all right, this is a lot.
Was this Zumi's era?
No, this was prior. So
Yeah, but you weren't. Yeah, because you had there's something, and this lady looked kind of like them. Like she took the tan real serious.
Oh, yeah, I don't know who you're talking about.
She would visit you at Zumi's.
I don't know, dude.
I don't know her name, but I could describe her a little.
Are you denying a former love?
No, I don't
know. A
little
who you're light up here.
Oh, yeah, you're talking about Justine.
Oh, cool. That's fine.
Yeah.
No, she was fine up here.
We dated for like. Well, you're trying to figure out who it is. I'm just saying the name.
I just saying because like that was
up here.
Oh, all right.
Yeah.
No,
we dated for like a year and a half probably.
But she was crazy tan.
Yeah.
Took her tan like
she took the tan real good. Well, she lived on Gulf Breeze, so that was like her whole.
She must have not lived in a house.
That was her personality, was being tan and being out of the beach. You know what I mean? So.
Shout out Justine.
Yeah.
So how old were you when you were in your Jersey Shore era?
I mean, it was like probably like right before I started working at Zumi's. I was like 15, 16 when I started watching it.
That's wild, because to describe what he looked like then, he was wearing polos. Yeah, he looked like Kanye West.
You do the Pauly D hair? Spike it up?
I didn't. No, I never did. I always had the like...
Well, with that being said, his hair was pretty tall, though. Take your hat off, just to show him an example of what it used to look like. It used to be that, but like up, like a pompadour.
Yeah. Like who's a Stranger Things guy?
Yes.
That was like famous for his hair being tall.
Stranger Things guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I know what you're talking about. But yeah, no, that was a tough little segment there.
What other good juicy... Because you're basically influencing us, or you have my entire life. Give me something new. What else can I sink my teeth into that maybe I don't like right now, but will change the rest of my life?
I don't know. I like mafia shows now. I love like gangster movies and shows that are all about that and stuff. But as far as shows like The Office, did y'all ever watch Real Bros of Simi Valley?
I did.
I
watched.
Is that the one where the dude
watched the whole? I don't think I watched all of the like seasons because they had a couple seasons, but I remember like I think 1 or 2 seasons of it.
Dude.
And it was.
Is that where
ridiculous.
the dude's like he's like, is a baby looking at me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, I didn't know that was a real thing. I thought that was just a one video.
It's like a YouTube show.
Yeah.
But I think they eventually got on like Amazon or something.
It was on Facebook for a long time.
Yeah.
Like you could watch it on Facebook, and I was like, "What the fuck is this?" And the episodes were like 15 to 20 minutes. Like they were kind of short, but yeah, those were hilarious.
Did you ever watch The League?
No.
The League's pretty good. It's about a fantasy football league, and it has John Lavoie in it. The dude that sings the Everyday Average Guy. He's like a comedian, but he also does like rap music as a funny joke thing.
I don't know who you're talking about.
He's super funny though. But he's in the show. The dude in the show's name is Taco.
What is this on?
FX.
Okay. I've seen like things for it, but I've never watched.
I don't know why I even have a podcast because I have the worst memory. So trying to describe something to somebody is crazy. But Steve Ranazizi, he's a dude that said he was in 9/11, but he wasn't, and that was like his personality. And then people found out he wasn't really in it. He's the main character of the show.
Okay.
And like they hold a fantasy football league, and like it's basically every season is a season of the league. Which makes perfect sense. But
the math is mathin'.
Yeah, so like by the season's end, you figure out who gets the shitty trophy and who gets the... It's very good. I think the earlier seasons...
It sounds really not so good.
Yeah.
I'll be honest. But
It's just an ad for the league.
Yeah.
It's not an ad.
Turns out we got
Seriously, you should give it a chance. It's a really good show, but I'm no good hype man. But that's really fucking good. Like, if you like... It's not necessarily set up exactly like The Office, but it's very much like every character... It's kind of like Seinfeld, where every character has their own thing going on, and you're kind of tuning into it as it's happening. It's not as well. I like Seinfeld a lot, so it's not as well written as that, I think. But
Yeah.
I think
Did
that
you
holds
watch
up.
Tires?
No.
Haven't seen
Dude,
that?
thank God, yeah.
I haven't watched it either. But
Dude,
I
it's
just
so
wanted to ask.
good.
I haven't started it. I'll probably start it tonight, honestly.
I don't want to influence y'all on what I think of it.
But
here goes.
I don't have super, I don't know. I'm excited for it, but I don't have like super high hopes for it.
Yeah, don't. I think
Cool.
it's anybody's
What's it
first.
about?
You know who Shane Gillis is?
Yeah.
So he, a long time ago, this had to be like 3 years ago.
Probably more
A
than
long
that.
time ago in Shane's world. Like, he just now became like world renowned, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, a few years ago, him and his buddies, he has like a production thing where all of the comic buddies he has in Philly, he like employs to do what he did ISIS Toyota.
I
He
want
does
a show
little
of that
skits, but that's Gillian Keeves, and that's the same crew basically.
Mm-hmm.
So they'll do like sketch things, and normally they drop like a season, but it's on YouTube, so it's like really an episode or a skit itself is just one little YouTube video.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, they did like ISIS Toyota, and they did all these other things. Well, the tires thing itself was kind of on its own. It wasn't part of Gillian Keeves. I don't know why that was, but it just like kind of stood alone. It was 10 minutes. Normally the videos are only like a few minutes. Well, this 10-minute episode was almost like it was a show. Like it felt like a show. It didn't feel like just a YouTube video.
Yeah, it felt like a pilot episode.
Yeah.
It's like a Key and Peele type sketch.
In a way,
It felt
but
it
more-
felt honestly it felt like the first episode of Office.
Mm-hmm.
Like it felt like fully flushed out. Like these people are going to be in these characters. They weren't like just putting on
Throwing
some
shit together.
shit for something. It felt like you just tuned into somebody's life. But it's like it's about a manager of a tire shop, and he's like the son of the owner, and he's just trying to manage this place, and it's not doing so well. But Shane Gillis is like joking on him, and he's trying to like get like trying to upsell to these people, and one of the people happens to be like a hot lady, and he's trying to upsell to her, and he's like, "You want to jack off to her, don't you? Go to the bathroom." It's just like shenanigans that you're like, that might could really happen.
Yeah.
I feel like it's close enough, but like obviously it's exaggerated a little bit. So you're like, people aren't doing shit like that. But
Dude, I so badly want an ISIS Toyota season. I think that would be so funny. It's like a 4-minute clip, like a 4-minute video that they made. But
Yeah.
god damn, it is so funny.
the only
So
issue is
good.
like I feel like the joke would be worn out as soon as the first episode's over.
Yeah,
ISIS
I
Toyota,
think so,
you got
too.
it. Like how else would you milk that?
I know, and it doesn't really make sense
ISIS
for
Toyota.
a show, but I don't know. This shit kills me, dude. It's
Just-
so good.
It's gonna be
Bob
tough, but
ISIS.
Pre-owned certified Toyotas. But there's one thing I want to make very clear, and it's that we have nothing to do with the terrorists over there in the Middle East. That's why we are the good ISIS.
you see how this part's filmed?
Yeah.
This is how Tires is filmed,
Here at ISIS Toyota, we'll behead the competition.
and all of the Tire show on Netflix is not filmed like this part, but the part you just saw.
The high prices.
Death to high prices.
God, his like salesman chain over the polo.
Yes.
Buttoned up all the way too.
Dude, and what's funny is like if you watch all of the Gillian Keeves things, all these people are in all of them. So it's like the Adam Sandler setup where all of his friends are in everything he does because he loves his crew and he wants everybody to succeed. So he takes them and does everything with them. But they all play such fucking believable characters because they're exaggerations on like people of that space. Like Bostonians or Philadelphians or like whoever it is, they're just exaggerated to the fucking
Yeah.
T. And I think he plays such a oh dude, you gotta spend some time like if you like this type of shit, you'll love all the Gillian Keeves. Like I wish Gillian Keeves would have came out before Tires,
Yeah.
because I feel like Tires, it's already signed on for another season, and I think that season's really gonna go. Because if you watch this season, it's only 6 episodes and they're 20 minutes each, so it's really like the first season of The Office. You kind of get like a very short season, kind of get funny plots, but like the characters aren't all the way baked in yet. So
Yeah.
you're like, they're
Takes
not.
a little bit of time before
Yeah,
they can actually
but there
start doing
is
it.
one episode of the tires one, and I told you the wrong episode. So I told you it was the bikini car wash. It's the one after because it's the aftermath of what happened in the bikini car wash, and like how it's like you got to watch both of them together. But
Yeah.
there's definitely a sweet spot of both. Why is it so black on the bottom of the screen? Is the TV about to die? Doesn't it look like an eyelid or something's
yeah.
raising up?
It very well could just be this video.
Maybe.
I just can't like dive into that stuff anymore though. Like I enjoy watching like the skits on Instagram and stuff like that, but if I'm like in front of a TV, I've learned unless it's like serious dialogue.
Yeah.
That's why I like Tarantino so much. Like there'll be like a 15-minute scene of just talking. I'll stay fully awake, like eyes glued to the TV if there's some good dialogue. But if there's like explosions or just
Yeah.
like
Really?
dumb comedy
You're just
stuff,
over
like
it?
yeah, I just start like falling asleep. 'cause I'm
That's some
old.
mature ass shit, dude.
Yeah.
I
I'm
respect
very
that
mature.
out of you.
I'm
I
very
respect
mature.
that.
You like Kill Bill?
Oh, dude,
Kill
Kill
Bill
Bill
had a
Volume
lot of-
2.
Had a lot of very good dialogue, like just scenes talking before some shit was about to go down.
Oh, dude, Bill is one of my like, I wouldn't say role model, you know, because he's a horrible person, but the way he communicates and like,
Yeah.
you know, they hate each other, but he's still just like classy about it.
Yeah.
Like I'm gonna kill her,
Dude,
but I'm gonna.
I
be
just
polite.
watched all of the Matrix series, like maybe
Wow.
2 or 3 weeks ago.
How many
Yeah.
is that?
I think there's 3, and then they just did another one.
I
They
thought there was
just
like
did a new
7 of them.
one.
I've never watched one.
Really?
Matrix?
Not one.
Not any of them.
I started watching the first one. I got to like
enough dialogue.
where he's being shown the Matrix and everything.
Oh,
Like
yeah.
that was cool, and it showed like the way the world actually is. But yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
I can't sit down for too long and watch something.
Well, I had to get to the part where Roy Jones Jr. was in it. Like I had to watch that one.
I didn't
So
know
and
he
that
was
was
in
the
it.
second one. So I was like, I might as well
What?
just watch the third.
Roy Jones Jr.
Yeah.
from Pensacola.
Yeah.
What?
yeah. Yeah.
No, the one from Mobile.
Yeah. Roy Jones Jr. was
That's
in it.
wild.
Yeah,
I
he's
didn't know
the
he was in
second
it.
one. Yeah.
What part?
They're like, they all congregate for like a meeting in the Matrix, right?
Yeah.
And everybody walks up and shit, and they're all standing around a table and they're talking about like what they're about to do because like the
About to get
robot
attacked,
people
right?
are about to get attacked, and they're coming up with a plan. And Roy Jones Jr.'s like got his glasses on or whatever.
He's like, I'm
and he
about to
turns
box the shit out of them.
And he turns to Morpheus and he goes, "Morpheus, you ain't never gonna change." And then he turns back and that's like maybe has one other line, but I remember
That's
seeing that
sick.
clip and I was like, nah, I gotta find where this is at. So I had to watch that one. But
You
then
should
after
send me that clip when you find it again.
Yeah, I mean, I YouTubed it a couple times.
Oh,
prior.
word.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
but
That's weird.
yeah,
That's
that
wild.
was when he was still like, or I guess just after he got done fighting. But yeah, I think there's only 3, and there's a new one that they like redid everything,
Mhm.
like Matrix, restoration or whatever.
I
That's like a
legitimately
2023
thought
one.
there was like 6 or 7 of them.
Oh,
Because I thought they started getting into all the R words. So it's like Revolution. Can't think of another R word right now.
Remix, you know, the Matrix remix.
Remix.
Yeah.
But it was like another really long R word.
So there's the Matrix Reloaded, the Matrix Revolutions, and the Matrix Resurrections.
So there's 4 total.
4. And
Okay.
the
Matrix rejuvenated.
Yeah,
There we go.
that's the 5th one. Yeah, that's that the Resurrection one is 2021. So that's like the newest one they've done. But I didn't watch that one because I was like, I don't know.
It bothers me when a movie or franchise, I guess is what you call it, once it gets too many movies.
Yeah,
They just go too far. Terminator.
yeah.
Oh, dude, I
Dude.
just showed
It's way too many of them.
my old girl Terminator 2 for the first time. She's
Really?
never seen it.
I don't know if
I
I've
still
ever-
love
I
Terminator
rem-
1
I watched
to
the-
my core.
Yeah, I
What?
watched the original.
Terminator
That's crazy.
1?
I don't know anyone that loves Terminator 1.
I
No,
love
I do.
Terminator 1 because I remember when I was growing up, I didn't have a room. I had to sleep on a couch, and the couch was like by the street light. The street light was orange, and I had blinds it was blinds, but we also had like a bed sheet over the thing, but it was like see-through like this.
Mm-hmm.
So you could still see the orange. And every night that I'm laying there on the couch, I'm just like, bro, somebody could walk by that. And I'm just thinking, like, if I see a body, because, you see him come by, also thinking about Halloween at the same time, but it's like,
Yeah.
The orange, for whatever reason, made me think of Terminator because I'm like, street lights. He's walking by. He's gonna stop and punch through, and I'm just like, I swear to God, if he's right there, what am I do? I have to run down the hallway. I'm already gonna be grabbed. He's gonna grab my ass. I'm just melting in this couch. So that fucked me up. But I do love to. But one just has that like hurt me in my heart. So it's got a safe spot now because I know it's not real.
Didn't know
It's
that.
about to be
Now
real now because AI.
Yeah.
But like at the time, he'll be back.
Dude, even in Terminator, they say that the AI went live in 2029. And on Joe Rogan, there's an AI like engineer or
Yeah,
whatever.
that just happened, didn't it?
Like
A few
recently.
episodes. Yeah.
He said that it'll be fully like whatever, self-aware, whatever by 2029.
Yeah,
It's
see,
been like
that's-
the year all along that they plan on
Dude,
having.
That's
it
crazy
done.
because they're already talking to each other.
See, that's the thing. Is like there's already like study stuff that's been done that like where they actually start to make decisions on their own and shit, and then like people have had to pull the plug on it or whatever. And
They
it's
know
like,
how
okay,
to lie now.
Maybe let's
Yeah.
fucking not do that. You know what I mean? Like that's too much. Okay.
I mean, it's too far already. We can't stop it now. Like, what would we do? Turn off all computers?
Just unplug it. Just unplug it. Plug it back.
Unplug it.
yeah.
No,
Oh,
someone
that
told
shit's
me.
scary.
You know the little captchas that pop up saying like "I'm not a robot."
Oh
Yes.
yeah.
There was an AI program that got around that because they had to like answer questions or something to
Yeah.
prove that they weren't a robot, and they were able to get through, even though it was an AI.
Wow. Well, all of our
Wild.
data just got leaked.
I saw a video the other day that was like it was an AI integrated robot that like you could ask to do stuff and it would do things for you, but it was like in a kitchen and it had like an apple sitting
a
on the
physical
table.
robot?
It was an actual robot.
Word.
And it had like an apple sitting on a cutting board and then like a couple plates and a drying rack next to it. And it was like, and a piece of trash or something on the table. And the guy was like, "Can you pick up the trash and put it in the trash can for me?" And the robot's like, "Yeah, for sure." And grabs it and throws it away. And then picks the plate up, puts the apple on top of the plate. Like he asked him to do all these things and he nails it perfectly. I'm like, okay, this is too much. This is already becoming too much.
Yeah, why? What is the idea there? Like, if this goes according to plan, where are we going with it?
I think it's to a point where we don't
Like,
have to do
iPhones
anything.
were enough.
Yeah, I think they're trying to get it to a point where you can just say like, "Hey, cook me dinner,"
Yeah,
And
but
they
then
pull a
it's going to be
recipe
like,
out and-
fuck no, what's up, dude? Square
Yeah.
up right now.
Well, you and I get that.
Well, we're already cyborgs, basically, because we have a phone glued to our hand. We
Yeah.
use our phone for most daily routines. Getting somewhere, like how well do you remember the directions to a whole new place now that
Yeah.
you use GPS? You just get there and then that's it.
Yeah.
The more advanced AI becomes, the more people rely on machines, the less we're self-sufficient.
Self-sufficient.
Dude, one day they're just going to pull the plug on humanity and they're just like, fuck y'all.
It's like those AI
Yeah.
generated time lapse things where a human becomes a pole, becomes like a building, becomes a thing, and then it
Yeah.
recycles again. Those are so nice to watch because your mind just is like, whoa, what the fuck?
Yeah.
But did you see the first chip person
Oh, the Neuralink.
Neuralink thing
Yeah,
happened?
he's like playing chess.
Yeah, with his
mind on the
eyes.
screen.
He could just be moving shit on the screen. I can't remember what they just said is going to start doing that.
It's too much, man.
I think some of the newer phones coming out soon are going to be able to have some sort of technology.
Why?
Oh, it's the fucking newest update on iPhones. It's going to have an ability for people that are paralyzed or whatever, which it's like, why do we have a phone?
Oh yeah.
I don't mean to be. Maybe just put them in front
Yeah,
of me.
nice.
I just
Alright.
don't know.
Maybe let's scoot past that.
The new iPhone's just going to come with a chip.
Yeah.
Just get implanted.
Here's the real question. Everybody getting chipped. What are you doing? You getting chipped or you just...
I'm not chipping, dude. That's
It's the
wild.
mark of the beast, right?
Yeah, so what do you do? If you have to have a... Eventually they're going to make it where you got to have a chip to like pay or something. What are you doing? Cash is going to be obsolete one day.
Dude,
That's not even gonna exist.
I refuse to believe that. Well, maybe not. Maybe it'll just go back to like the gold standard, where you just gotta buy gold, But like,
Yeah,
I don't know.
Here's a good question because I think we asked somebody that was on here like 200 episodes ago, but we're like, what even is money? Why gold? Like, why Why did we choose that to be the thing? Like you said, we'll just go back to the gold standard. Why gold? Why can't it just be anything?
Well,
why can't we just be like T-shirts are the new?
because I think you can just make T-shirts.
You could
Gold is just in the whatever we have, we have.
So then, wouldn't it not matter? Like, yeah, but you could do that about anything. Rocks. You can't just make rocks. Rocks are rocks. You could probably make rocks.
I don't know if this I don't know if this is a concrete reason, but I did hear
Rocks are rocks. Yeah.
I did hear gold, if you like impacted enough, like if you melted it, you could cover like a whole table with like a little bit of gold. Like it stretches basically infinitely. And that might be Egyptians just want gold on everything. And I don't know where the fuck I'm going with this.
I don't know. I mean, I was going with you. We were on that trip.
I
with
mean,
you.
I haven't heard much else about anything other than gold that can do that, and that would make sense if it's worth so much. You can use it for so much.
Yeah, I think that because there's only a set amount, what's it called? What am I looking for?
The value
will always go up.
I understand what you're saying, but aren't there other things on the planet that only have a set amount of whatever? Like, why didn't we do this with fucking narwhals or something? Like, we have things that went extinct and they weren't that valuable. We just let the motherfuckers go.
I mean, now they are.
What about woolly mammoths, dude? That was the real gold. Now we ain't even got it.
Well, I mean, back then, I think they were just killing anything to eat, trying to stay alive, you know?
All right, here's a real question. And shake my hand and promise me that we'll just say this and let him just have his opinion and when we won't jump in. What is scarier? Oh. Okay, but we can't talk. We just got to let him have his thing and then we'll go by it, okay? What is scarier to you? The ocean or space? We can't jump in.
Probably the ocean, honestly. I mean, space would be...
Go on.
Pretty fucked up if you're like stuck in space. But the ocean, I mean, you can't see anything. Not that you can probably see much in space. I don't know. Never been there, you know. But underwater, there could be like a giant creature you've never even heard of, like right under your feet, or in like a little cave that you can't see. It's right in front of you, and you don't know what's going on.
Yeah.
I don't know. The space is pretty scary.
And you would say that you are a beach person, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah. So knowledge there.
Yeah.
How do y'all feel? What's scarier?
Do you want us to get into this?
Yeah.
Because we just shook on this. Ocean is clearly scarier.
So not scary.
And the reason it's scarier...
Totally not scary.
The reason I think it's scarier is because I believe that ultimately we know less about the ocean than we do about space. Which is crazy because we're on the fucking planet. We're on the planet. We can't even go to the bottom yet.
But here's my
and guess what? Probably aliens.
But here's my thing. Is that space never ends.
Correct.
So we can't know a percentage about it.
I totally understand what you're saying, but he had a very good point, and I've said this plenty of times. You ever been to space?
No.
You're never going to go to space. We're never going to be even remotely close. You couldn't even buy the shirt of the guy that's going to go to space. You can't afford it. Never in your life you'll be able to afford his shirt. And you're going to make good money. His shirt ain't affordable for us.
I don't get your point.
You're never going to be in an opportunity where you'll go to space. So being scared of something you'll never experience doesn't matter. You can go to the fucking beach in seconds, dude. We could leave all together, go to the beach today and die. I could, if I made a call, I'd be like, dude, I'll give you anything in my entire, I'll give everything. I'll sacrifice my life right now. Let's go to space. Never going to happen.
Scary about space?
Everything.
Well, everything.
We'll never know.
But the only thing you know about space is what you've been shown.
Ooh!
Yeah.
That's the
and
ocean.
You believe whatever
you're
being shown.
Unless you have like the telescope or whatever to actually observe it yourself.
Yeah.
Every image of space, every image of planets, stars, all that stuff are published, and you're shown from a source.
Yeah.
Word.
So why is that not scary? Because who knows what the fuck is out there.
Okay. Also, you know what? If you know what, I'm gonna kind of be on your side for a second. What if it's not even real?
I didn't
feel
wanna
like
go
that's
there.
fucking scarier.
I didn't want to go there.
Yeah.
But
I feel like that's fucking scarier,
What-
dude.
the Truman Show, dude.
Yo,
Yeah,
dude.
dude.
And you were
Show.
just over there. He was just by Rosemary Beach.
Just
Oh,
over
Seaside?
where?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That
Or-
you
yeah.
were just over there to eat.
Yeah. I was
You
just
were
like-
almost trapped in the show.
Yeah.
Oh, you think that that's the thing?
It was filmed over there.
Was it really?
Swear
I had
on my
no
life.
idea.
The Truman House is like right there. They hate people looking at that house stuff.
Nice.
Yeah.
I mean,
That show or that movie that movie is so fucking good.
Yeah, so that
I could
means-
watch it every day. It's so good. I love when he like finally is talking to his buddy and his buddy realizes it. He's like, I think fucking with the soda machine or something.
Mm-hmm.
And he realizes he's
He's
like,
like stocking it or something,
oh,
right?
fuck,
he works
yeah.
for the, yeah.
it hits him and he's like, oh fuck, he thinks.
Yeah.
yeah, we don't know anything about space and the ocean. The fact that we don't know anything about it, the fact that we quote unquote know more about space than we do the ocean seems pretty deliberate.
Ooh,
Does it not?
damn.
Yeah.
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 Teach us more.
I mean,
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
we have the capability. It's
Yeah.
more so what's down there? What's down there they don't want us knowing about?
did you hear that there's another dude going down to the Titanic?
Well, that's different. Haven't they done that enough where they figured out how to do it safely? That specific spot,
I don't know.
right?
I don't know. Because I
'Cause
thought
the
it was with the same
Titanic
thing.
has been visited twice successfully by the fucking people who filmed the movie, I think.
James Cameron.
Yeah.
He went down.
At least twice that I
didn't he?
know of.
Yeah.
So if they're doing that again, it's like, okay. And what, are we going to start dunking balls?
Yeah.
Like, we get it. It's been
I don't
done.
know. I saw the picture of it, like, and I follow that page White People Humor on Instagram, and it was the picture of the dude who's going, and then like a picture of the submarine, and the caption was, "They have the opportunity to do the funniest fucking thing ever, like have it happen again twice in a row." You know what I mean? But yeah, dude, I don't know. I can't wrap my head around the sea being scary.
Do you know where Titanic
Space.
went down?
Mm-mm.
This blew my mind when I saw it on a map. It's like between us and Britain.
Yeah, because they were going
Yeah.
to Britain.
I
from
never knew
America.
where they were going, but I thought they hit an iceberg. I would have been up. Like, way up. Like, Antarctica up. Or down wherever the fuck you're from.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's
I didn't know it was like
shit gets cold.
in that general area. I thought it was like you're in... I don't know why you would have been over there anyway. If you're a cruise ship and you're going through fucking ice?
There's a lot of elites on that ship.
That's true.
People wanted to get rid of.
Make
Dude,
Man.
we should have had you on just
The
talk
Earth is
conspiracies.
flat.
What do you
I
feel
love
about...
conspiracy theories. Dude.
Well, talking about conspiracy theories, you pulled up in a Colorado. What
Oh,
about
the
Denver?
airport?
Yeah, what about the airport?
The airport. Have you heard any?
Oh, all the reptilian stuff, the lizard people stuff,
Or the
Yeah.
fucking horse out front that's killed people.
the horse out front that's killed people.
The sculpture, the blue horse out front with red eyes. When they were building it, it has killed people because it's fallen on people and killed them.
Damn.
But there's a lot of like, yes, reptilian stuff. There's fucking sculptures. There's
That might be the Houston
paintings.
airport or something, or like one in Texas.
No, this is Colorado.
That is Colorado.
This
Okay.
is the Denver airport. That's in Colorado. Or that.
So they think that, or people think that there are reptilians underneath the airport. Is that the thing? That there's a
Well, you go on the
System or
reptilian thing. I
whatever?
don't know where you're going
yeah.
with
What's
that.
up with that? Do you know how deep are into the Colorado airport are you, or the Denver airport are you?
I have
The
not
Denver
looked
airport
much
conspiracy.
into that.
Okay.
I've definitely looked into the whole reptilian thing.
Look at that.
Yeah.
Blue, red eyes.
Look at you. You got two colors right.
I fucking, and that never happens. All the Nazi propaganda. I've actually been in that airport,
Yeah, me too.
which is crazy because I don't travel a lot, but it was for the Zoomies thing.
Lucifer? Damn. That's fucked up.
But there's a lot of things if you want to look into this. They think there's a mountain, like, I don't know if it's directly behind the airport or within, like, driving distance, but that there is massive caverns put into it where elites have, like, bunkers and shit.
Yeah.
And they have, if you look up on YouTube, little shorts, they have where semi-truck drivers have filmed the inside of these places. Where they're like, I'm literally in a mountain. This makes no sense.
Yeah.
I'm delivering in here. And they'll film around, and it makes the semi-truck look like an ant. in the size of these fucking places. But it's like people in power will always do weird shit.
Yeah, I don't think there's anything weird or outlandish about that. Like
the caverns?
elites having bunkers and shit in the middle of mountains. Like
I think there's
one in like Virginia and shit that they bought. That there's like it's like a 500 acre underneath.
He doesn't think that's weird, and he also doesn't think the ocean's scary.
I never said the ocean wasn't scary. I think that space is scarier. I definitely think that the ocean is scary, but no, I don't think that's weird at all. Like because I mean. They're gonna have their billions of dollars. They're gonna spend it somewhere. But the reptilian shit, I haven't really looked too much into. But I've heard a lot about it.
Yeah, what's up with the reptilian stuff?
Oh, I mean that goes so far into.
You mean
so
like
many
just
different...
like the high reptilian? You've seen the videos on where people like blink and it's like two eyelids and shit.
Mm-hmm.
I've seen that.
I mean, I will say the airport though, it's convenient that all that symbolism is everywhere because it's either so blatant that it seems far-fetched, which would steer anybody from thinking that's real, or it's blatant and they're basically being like, yeah, we can be wide out in the open and do what we want and no one's going to care because no one believes it. I spend too much time.
Yeah, there's a point where you go over the edge of being blatant and like in everybody's face so people think, oh, there's no way.
Like,
it's everywhere.
I'd like to talk a little bit about that and the music industry. Like, everybody that's ever hit #1 or anything, all their shit goes demonic. Like, their videos go demonic. Oh, yeah. All their shit is, like, they're all red or in blood or, like, fucking Satan or, like,
the
whatever.
The devil is the angel of music.
That's...
Well...
It's crazy shit, dude.
Yeah, I love watching that stuff, though. Like, every Super Bowl halftime show, I'm on it. What
are some of your other, like, favorite conspiracies? You got any other top couple that you like, that you enjoy?
Man, honestly, the music industry and politics and everything is definitely my favorite.
Yeah.
But...
Look how big it is.
Damn. Have you heard about the like, Men in Black stuff?
Mm-hmm.
Have you seen any of that? That shit's gnarly.
So how do y'all feel?
Go ahead.
Aliens being angels and demons, and this whole thing about like parallel dimensions.
Yeah.
Is actually like legit, like biblical, where it's actual spiritual like entities, and the devil really is ruling the world, making everybody think it's aliens doing the music industry thing.
I could totally get behind that because
I've never thought of it that way. That's crazy.
What was the fucking movie?
Men in Black.
No. Constantine.
Mm-hmm.
Oh
right?
yeah, the Devil's Advocate. Isn't that the name of the movie, Constantine, the Devil's Advocate?
No, there's a movie, Constantine, with Keanu Reeves.
Yeah. Where he's like,
what am I thinking?
I don't know if he can switch between dimensions. But he, like, basically fights off the demons that are from the other dimension that come in.
Mm-hmm.
And, like, that, I could, like, the more you think about it, you're like, wait a minute, hold on.
Wow, you say Keanu Reeves?
Mm-hmm.
There's also the Devil's Advocate, Keanu Reeves.
Oh.
So there must be both, because, like, this is what I thought you were talking about.
Oh, yeah.
That's with Al Pacino, right?
Yeah, he is the devil.
You need to watch Constantine, though. That's a good movie. But yeah, they're I don't know. It's hard to be like, yeah, that's definitely what's happening. But it's like, you think about it and you're like, I mean, it makes sense. You know?
Dude, we need to do an entire video about this stuff.
About
just... I could go on and on.
I
love talking about this stuff.
Act like we're two blank people that could be easily persuaded into anything. Give us your best one. Sell us. What is your favorite one to talk about?
Man, I don't know. I mean, that one is my favorite. Just the devil's ruling the world type thing.
Yeah.
Because every other one has somehow, like, blended into that. And, like, I grew up, like, I like Christianity. That's what, like, I hold to. So it's kind of been, I really, like, when I was doing the feel-good stuff, I got really into, like, the energy and law of attraction and all that stuff. And I found all these different, like, routes of different religions, like, going to the same place. And then I really started, like, looking at it, and the more evil that you see in the world, is more apparent that there's an opposite good.
Yeah.
But the evil is so much louder and so much like on TV, on the radio,
Yeah.
all that stuff, where it's like you're not being shown anything else but the bad or the manipulative or anything like that, to where it's like it would make a lot of sense if whoever's like ruling the world, look at like America and how like bad America probably actually is, but how easily they still get everyone on board by like patriotism, like one nation under God, like using all that to kind of still have people sacrificing themselves and families and stuff for like the sake of the country.
Yeah.
Oh man, that's getting deep. But it's just like you look at everything, you're like, man, the people that are actually ruling the world, like not the president, not anything like that, it's pretty heavy. It's not in everyone's best interest at all. Everything you're like consuming from what you're shown, and you don't really have a choice but to see it, to watch it. Phones, TV, all that stuff. So it's kind of like, it seems like there's something like diabolical going on, like behind the scenes, that everyone's just so wrapped up in they can't tell the difference.
I've always thought about this too. Like, if we are all going in a direction that we're being persuaded to take, what is the ultimate goal? And if it is like mass hypnosis, what is the thing? Are we just going to be slaves to something? But like, what is the purest form of that ultimate goal? Like, are they just gonna be sitting on a beach somewhere and we're just at their whim to do whatever they want? Like, what is their, if they could snap and it goes all the way to the end of the goal, what is the goal?
Well, think about what you're missing when you're on your phone and you're consuming all that stuff. Like the life that's happening around you that's real.
Yeah.
That like if you died, you'd probably be like, damn, I wish I could go back and like feel air again, or like smell this and smell that. You're missing out on all of that, being consumed with what someone's feeding you constantly.
Yeah.
So that's kind of punishment in of itself as well.
The way I like think about it, it's almost like it's like a war of good versus evil, right? And now one is prevailing more than the other one, right? The evil side of things. But like it's a constant back and forth between those two. And whichever one is, you know, ahead at that point in time is more of the bad shit you're seeing and more of the bad stuff that we're taking part in, you know? But I don't know, as far as like what the end goal of either of those would be, I don't know. You know?
I think the end goal of good, I think, is more obvious than the end goal of evil. Like, good, it would just be like, be good to everyone, have faith, treat everyone kind. Like, I think that's the ultimate end goal of anything good, is just share, love, spread all that, joy, peace, all that. But what is the ultimate end goal of evil? What could that be? If it is just ultimate suffering and we're just going to burn alive or like be at the whim of somebody, I think certain places are strong enough to already do that.
Yeah.
Well, what if it's like the ultimate like rug being pulled out from under you, or like your foundation like crumbling? Like you look at like giant pop stars, like G-Eazy. Dude, his albums are full of it. How like now that he's at the top, you know, all the evil around them, all that stuff. It's kind of like most movie stars and most musicians talk about everything they've done to get to the top, and when they're at the top, there's nowhere to go but down. Or it's like empty, their life is empty, all this stuff, and they kind of wish they could be back when they weren't famous, like actually being able to enjoy like life. Maybe, I mean, if I were the ultimate like deceptive being and I could like trick the world, that would be pretty fun. You'd be like, yo, I'm gonna have everyone think that like this is what life is about, and spend their whole lives chasing the cheese, and then when they finally get it, it was all for nothing, and you've like wasted your entire life. And now you have like nothing. You haven't built like.
I think I'm better understanding what you mean now.
Yeah.
Like if energy goes where energy like correlates.
Yeah.
You know. So I used to think about this with like heaven and hell, with like the law of attraction thing. Whatever you put out, you attract back.
Yeah.
So what if like when you died, your energy went to where it matches? And if you just have like empty energy or just bad energy, there's nowhere like good to go. And what if that was like the end? Like you just thought life was like sweet and just went along, but you didn't know anything about it. And then when you're done, you're just like done.
Yeah.
You don't get to like retain or continue any of like the good energy that some people do. I don't know.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Yeah.
I think it's interesting everybody's take on the end of life, because I've heard some really good ones where I was like, it made me ponder. Like Bill Burr was asked, what do you think happens when life is over? And his answer was the same thing that happened before it existed. You just go back to not knowing anything. Like, you didn't know you were ever going to be born, and then you were born and you lived one day. And then he thinks, or what he likes to believe is, when he passes away, he's going to go back into that.
Yeah.
I feel like if that was truly the case, like if you knew that, people would live so much more freely, I feel.
It's
'Cause
probably
if-
like a home feeling.
Yeah,
Like,
because
when
if
die,
you know
like, I
you're
forgot
just going to
about
go
this.
back to sleep, because, I mean, sometimes don't you go to sleep and then you just fall asleep and then you wake back up and you're like, I didn't even dream of anything?
Yeah.
I just remember just falling asleep and I woke up. That would be like what death would feel like. You just would never come back.
Yeah.
And my question is, if that would be the case and you just like ultimately go into a long sleep, would you have ever known you existed before? Like once you go to sleep, you don't know you're alive or dead. You don't know anything. You're just in the dream if you're having one, or you're not.
Yeah.
Like, would you know that Cody ever existed? Feel Good ever existed? Like,
Yeah.
you're great at golf ever existed?
Yeah. I don't know. I like in my head I've always been, involved in the church, or when I was younger I was. But I think there's all like in my head there is something after. And you do remember all this, and this is all part of,
Yeah.
heaven after. You know what I mean? And you get to, remember all the stuff you did in your life, But I mean shit, that's one of those things
It's a very
don't
interesting
know.
thought. I do feel like, in my opinion, I don't know what comes after, but I feel like I don't think you'll ever escape the balance of good and evil, even in the afterlife. I think there'll always be like things that maybe things will be great, like if you do get to a great place in the afterlife. But I feel like there will always be things that are less great. Like maybe if you get to have coffee in the afterlife, some days it won't be the best coffee. Some days it might be the ultimate cup every single day, but there's going to be times, because everything in your life that you've ever known has been ebb and flow.
But that's the thing though, is that it's not life.
But then wouldn't it be boring? Wouldn't it be hell then?
I don't know. I think it would be. I don't know.
Is heaven not hell? If everything was perfect
don't
all the
think
time,
so.
wouldn't you be? You would feel trapped.
I used to think about that because, I mean, I've always geared towards, like, heaven and hell, for
Yeah.
sure, and still do. But, like, my opinion on what heaven and hell might be
Yeah.
have changed, where I used to want to be like, dude, I don't want to, like, sing church songs for, like, eternity. I think I'll, like,
Yeah.
get tired. But, like, dude,
Then
you
you're
look
like,
at,
well, that's my new hell.
yeah. But you look at people like the DMT trip stuff,
Mm-hmm.
where they go back to, like, that crazy state of existence and
Yeah.
stuff. I've never tried any of that. But, I mean, what if you died and heaven is, like, where your energy went to,
Yeah.
and heaven is just, like, it's everywhere all the time anyways. You just have to plug into it. And when you die, you're just existing in it. But it would be like being in a coma or being asleep. Like, say you're having a good dream. In your dream, unless you're lucid, you're not going to be like, man, I've been doing this dream for a long time. I think I'm, like, tired
Yeah.
of it. You're kind of just caught up. So,
Yeah.
like, the present moment could be eternal. You know what I
That's
mean?
true.
So, like, you could be stuck in that state for eternity and not even realize how long you've been doing it.
Yeah, that's true.
Or that you have
It's
to
a really
do it.
good way to think about it, actually. Yeah.
But then you have hell, which would be like a bad trip.
Yeah.
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 And you're just, like, stuck in a constant state of anxiety.
What if heaven or hell was just being reborn into a new life? Like, my next life, I'm Hilton, whether that's heaven or hell to you, whatever.
Yeah. And then yeah.
And then the opposite is like, now you have a Neuralink. The first one.
Well, dude,
Well,
so, like,
Yeah.
biblically, apparently, like, no one is going to heaven until the world ends, is according to the Bible. Like, that's the big judgment
was
and
that?
everything.
Not James Cameron. The dude from that show. The thing where everybody just goes away. There's a
Oh,
movie.
Left Behind?
Left Behind.
Yeah, the Rapture.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's what that is about. Is like that's the end of the world?
Yeah. I mean, well, in the Bible, there's like 7 years after that until like the big thing happens, the big end of the world. But I've always thought about like reincarnation. I'm like, dude, because I mean, dude, I just went to Hangout Fest, and there's so many young kids there that are all insane. I'm like, how are there this many like souls in the world? So many like unique beings that it's just like endless. They can all be born and have different webs of life and everything.
Yeah.
It's like, what if really the world is like until the end of the world, until like that time, everyone that's dying, your energy is just recycling, and there's really not that many people. You know, like everyone that's dying is also being born, and it's like a constant.
So it's just
recycling.
there's a set amount of energy.
Yeah.
That's just current. It's just being recycled throughout different.
Well, then how does population change? Like as far as like whenever there were just like a few people.
Oh yeah, to like now there's 8
Billions,
billion or whatever,
right?
Yeah.
So maybe the energy is from like the trees that aren't here anymore because like there's way more land, way less trees.
You got a lot of insects, a lot of animals.
Fucking
Sure,
yeah, not
It's
a
their
lot
time
of
to live.
locust storms
Yeah.
as much.
We're actually all just deer. It started out as deer energy.
But dude, you definitely have the people you meet that like could be older than you, but they're an
Yeah.
infant mentally,
Yeah.
or just like energy wise, like, or you have old souls that people like ever since. Not saying I'm an old soul,
That's
not
a good
self-proclaiming
point.
that, but when I was a
Yeah.
kid, I was already like Bible, like read the whole Bible and was like constantly like transfixed on like spirituality, like the meaning of existence. And my whole life has kind of like been about that.
Yeah.
Whereas some people I kind of envy. I'm like, dude, they don't think about anything that they
Yeah.
do. They're just like living, and they're just causing problems or not, or maybe living well. But like, shit, what's the
Yeah.
difference? Like some
Yeah.
people are just automatically on it, and some people aren't.
Yeah, they're very much in tune with the here and now, or they're very like, so like, I don't care if I'm late, I don't care if I'm there, I don't care if I'm here, I don't care what we're doing, I don't care what I'm eating.
But what's better?
Yeah,
You know, being like burdened with actually.
You're always
like,
gonna want the
questioning
opposite.
everything.
Constantly thinking and
Yeah.
questioning and yeah, that's also true though. I feel like that's a good point. Is whichever one you are, you're always going to want to be the opposite.
that's human nature in general.
You know?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I just had pizza. I wish I would have had burgers. Or I'm with this person. Well, that person looks better. Or they seem happier. Or like I hate this job. That job seems better. Oh, my buddy has that job.
Yeah.
They seem happier over there. They make more money.
Yeah.
But it's like you don't know the devil and the details on that side of the
Well, grass is always greener.
yeah.
Isn't always greener, whatever it is. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know.
That's what got me writing the books somewhat, like about like people drinking at bars and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I just used to go and watch people, and I'd just be like, dude, some of these guys, like you can see their like through their bullshit so easily, and they're
So
like
easy.
Yeah.
talking to everybody, and you're like, oh, they're like faking that, or they're exaggerating that, or they're like hiding this, they're
Yeah.
hiding that. But at the same time, like I have a poem called "Bored in Pensacola" that's like all about that. And then at the very end, I'm like, I bet they're wondering who I am. Just some guy like watching at a bar,
Yeah.
like just as like broken as them. And no one knows what you're doing, but you're both like, yo, that guy's bullshitting. No, that guy's bullshitting.
Yeah.
Or maybe they're not even thinking that.
Yeah.
And that's probably more peaceful than sitting there
But
watching
it's
them.
making you think about it, them thinking about you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like,
Yeah.
damn. Some deep shit, though.
Yeah, I wrote one at the
Shit.
beach, like just watching people play in the water and stuff, just
Yeah.
writing a poem about it. And I think I ended it. I was like, they probably just think I'm texting on my phone. I did some line. I was like, I wonder how many waves I've missed writing this poem, basically.
Yeah.
Like they're out there like playing in the water,
Yeah.
and I'm observing it, but I'm like, I'm missing out on everything they're doing by writing about it and by
Yeah.
like observing it, and they're actually just doing it without thinking about it.
Yeah, can you imagine, like, just thinking about all the things you've missed in general in life, off of doing things that maybe you don't want to do? I mean, a lot of that is, like kind of, you have to do, like, work. You have to do something to provide
You gotta
for
work.
something else
Yeah.
until you can make that something the thing, you know, that you love. That is wild. Like
Yeah.
all the, it's like FOMO at its most extreme level.
Yeah.
And then you get caught up in the thought of it, and then you're like, "Fuck, I'm
Yeah.
FOMOing right now."
Yeah.
Yeah, dude.
But then you use that FOMO to make something.
Yeah.
People paint, people do this, people do that. And people are like,
Create.
wow, I wish I could paint, or I wish I could write. And you're like, I wish I wasn't burdened with the need to do this, and I could just live life like you're doing and just live. But
Yeah.
And it's crazy that we look at the people that do just be living life as
Just
free
be
spirited.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they're like, oh, that person's all over the place. They just always seem happy. Oh, they're free spirit.
Yeah.
So it kind of gives you the insinuation that like we're trapped. We're trapped in these like bars that we've made for ourselves. These like mental constraints.
or they don't even exist, and they're lessons for your own existence. Simulation.
Word.
It's the Matrix, dude.
You were saying earlier, which made me like want to piggyback on that, where you were like, you get so caught up in this like thing for so long. Maybe that's what hell is.
Mm-hmm.
What if your hell or whatever is so vivid? This is it. We're in it.
There's a lot of people that say that.
Yeah.
It's crazy. If so, would you just scream, "Wake up!" I just poof out of here. Just
Take that blue pill or whatever the fuck it is.
I've always wondered that too. If you just had like a thought and you're like, "Oh, I get it,"
Yeah.
would you just die?
would you just
You know,
die, or
would
would
you-
you
would you
poof
just,
and then
like-
go into
yeah.
the other?
Well, that's why people die young. You know? They get it.
What if
and
that's
then they're
really
gone.
why there's like some of these unsolved cases?
I think
where
it
somebody
would have
just-
to be on a mass scale. But
I don't know, because there's not a lot of geniuses. What if it's not that easy to figure out?
Yeah.
And what if it takes, billions of people and only like 1,000 people on the planet figure it out? They're the 1,000 that have these crazy unsolved cases where they're just,
yeah.
this dude went missing, literally no trace, never left the building. Or they ended up in the fucking water container on the top.
Yeah.
Cecil Motel.
The
He
aliens,
just got it.
The aliens coming to pick
How
us
fucking
up.
crazy would
That's
that be?
Actually, them figuring it out and then.
Hey, they wouldn't have
getting
to
out of
travel
here.
that far. They would just come from the ocean. You know what I'm saying?
They would.
All right.
Thank you. Is there anything you want to shout out? Or,
Well, I take pictures now.
yes.
Yeah, we didn't talk like that.
I meant to talk about that. I did say you did a lot of things. Didn't I bring it up
Yeah,
earlier?
you said something about it.
I said,
very
yeah,
early on.
photography.
I do.
Yeah.
Fell into photography. And that's what I do now.
What got you,
Apparently.
how did you
That's what I
fall
do
into
now.
that?
So, okay, my daytime job is assistant manager at a power equipment dealer. Like, selling tractors, stump grinders, excavators.
Sick. That's some manly shit.
Dude,
right
it
there,
is
dude.
a complete contrast from the whole rest of my life.
Dude, that's
like,
so sick.
I'm just dealing with like these blue collar dudes. I'm selling them like city of Pensacola, all the landscapers. We're the ones that are like selling them the equipment
Yeah.
to do all their stuff. So we're dealing with some crazy stuff all day. But I like talked to the owner when we were like in Kentucky for a trip, and I was like, y'all don't even have an Instagram. Like this stuff, like if we start making videos and start doing like reels and everything, we could probably get y'all more business from people outside of just Pensacola.
Yeah.
And so they were like, and it was like on a work trip, and we'd all been drinking a little bit, so we're just like talking.
Throwing shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they were like, okay, well, we'll buy you a phone that's good for taking pictures. And I was like, iPhone 14 Pro. And
man.
they're like, we'll pay the bill, and we'll like give you the phone, and it'll be for work, and you'll like start doing reels, like, because back then I thought like photography, I was just like, okay, with the newest iPhone I could take a really good picture.
Yeah.
And that was it. And I was also working at Union Public House, just like food running. And when they closed the old location and opened the new one, I was like, I don't want to food run. Anyway, I was like food running like once a week just to make up. I had a friend that was going to move in with me, and he dipped like last second.
Yeah.
So I was like, I need a second job to make up for like their half. That's why I started doing that. I feel like this is going on so long.
You're good.
But So when the new location opened, I was like, dude, I'm dealing with like people in my day job all day. I can't go to like a bigger place, even more downtown, and deal with like people about their food like more than I already am. So I just asked the owner, I was like, would you be down for me just to do like social media? And he was down, but in my clear conscience, I couldn't use like my other work's phone for another job. So I just bought like a crappy Canon like EOS camera and just started learning from that. And then just got like obsessed with it. And that's how it happened. Just
how long ago was that?
Like a year.
Oh, damn. Okay.
I feel like you've always dabbled a little bit in taking photos, though.
Just,
like Instagram shit has always been a little artsy, like nicer photos.
Yeah,
to me.
I used to want, like with the poetry stuff, I wanted to do a book that had like a accompanying, is that how you say it?
Like photos? Yeah.
Like photo with every like poem.
I would have bought it then, yeah, for sure. I like photos.
I'm sad I didn't make it then.
Big
Picture guy.
Yeah.
I read the books for the pictures.
Can you tell?
Yeah.
How many pictures we got?
I'm still bummed there's no smile written in here.
It's not. It's all on the table,
It was
and
on
it's
the
like.
old one.
Yeah, I know. He's got
that fucking thing tagged.
Yeah.
His is,
y'all
I
get
think,
those?
the only unique one though. Yours has a leaf on it, doesn't it?
Well, that's a separate little tattoo.
Okay. Well, or maybe yours is the only
those
colored.
all together?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you already had yours.
I've had mine, and I think there's like 12 other people that have it.
I didn't know it was like a whole gang of y'all.
Well, it's just like if you're close to me and you like care about me, you might have got one. But you know, it's a tight knit crew. You know.
Well, at least it's not like covered up with like scratch marks. Just
Yeah.
tell the tattoo guy to scratch it out. But no, it's all been just taking pictures ever since.
Yeah.
It's been fun. Gives like a reason to go out to a bar, just like alone. Same thing I would do for like writing, but just taking pictures of people, and it actually has a benefit to it.
That's tight. Man.
Do you ever have any thoughts on expanding that kind of project? Maybe merging the two, maybe taking photos of things and then writing a story about it. Because I feel like you could do that really well. Because you take really good photos. I feel like you're really good with words.
I mean, I was kind of entertaining that with that like book thing.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I kind of like keeping the two separate, and that's what I kind of learned taking pictures. Is I haven't really written much ever since I started doing pictures.
Yeah.
It kind of became like the picture kind of like
Speaks for
explains itself.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't really have to deal with much as far as the writing goes.
I do like your eye, like your point of view on like your photos, like the way they look, like I don't know, like in pool they would call it English. Like I like the way your shit is.
Yeah.
It looks different to me than what everybody else is.
It's very serendipitous, for sure.
Yeah.
Which is like what I like. My favorite picture was this couple at Blend that was just like looking at the guy's phone, and they're like laughing. And I was out with Matt having a beer, Matt Wheeler.
Yeah.
If you remember him. And they were like right beside me, and I kind of just see him out of the corner of my eye, like laughing about something. And I just like turn the camera real quick and snap it. And then that was like my favorite picture. And it's just like, it's like fishing blind. You just like throw a net out and then you pull something in and it's like good.
Yeah.
But all those like random little pictures are just like tiny little moments. And if you like catch it just right, you've like caught something significant. That's what's addicting about it.
I like your stuff, and it reminds me of there's kind of like this genre of photography that's going like kind of viral on Instagram and YouTube, where a dude will just take a picture of a random person and like kind of semi-interview them, but it'll be like, "Can I take a couple still shots? You look so unique."
Yeah,
I love that because it feels like it doesn't feel premeditated. And I mean, some of them you kind of feel like, oh, you're just riding this thing, this wave. But some of them feel so real, and then it feels like you get the realness of the person, and you get to see how pretty the picture comes out. Like, despite what they look like, just you get to capture a moment in time, and then a lot of the times a dude will like print out the thing and give it to them, and I'm like, that's cool for them. Like the whole thing feels so all on good levels. It
Yeah.
doesn't feel like anybody's
It's super
ripping
authentic
anybody
and-
off. Yeah, it just feels like, yo, I did this thing for you, and here's a photo. You get to keep it. This
Yeah.
will be online if you ever want to watch it.
Yeah.
It's like humanity recognizes humanity.
Yeah,
like
I
that
love
person.
that.
I shoot at Union still. I'll probably go there tonight. But like, if I see a table and they're all like having fun, they're all laughing and stuff. Most of the time now, I'll ask them if it's cool if I take their pictures. But I'll just tell them like, you won't know I'm doing it. I'm gonna be like around somewhere, but you might end up like on the Instagram.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes when people like know they're having their picture taken,
They-
especially girls,
Yeah. They try
they
to-
they love kind of like candid posing.
Yeah.
And I'm like, man, just like those people you're talking about, if you catch like a random person doing their job or just like staring off into space,
Yeah.
and you like catch that moment, regardless of what they're self-conscious of, like if they had otherwise would have posed the way they prefer to look, you catch like they're real
truth.
authentic.
Yeah.
And regardless of how they feel about it, everyone else is going to appreciate it.
Yeah.
Because they're also dealing with their own,
Yeah.
you know.
Mm-hmm.
But
It's cool shit. Dude.
it's fun.
Yeah.
He's gonna drop in and shoot while we're doing a podcast soon.
Oh, sweet. Hell yeah.
Yeah.
That'll be tight.
Yeah.
Get some. I mean, it's a very small room, so it's gonna be hard not to notice him.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
You'll probably hear
especially
the
being
camera a bunch, too.
6'17". It's gonna be like, yeah. There
yeah,
he
he's
is.
just gonna be
He's
staring
right
at you the
there.
whole time.
Yeah. Yeah.
He's tall, yeah.
Yeah.
That's dope, though. I love your stuff. Do you want to plug that before we get out of here?
It's called Pensacola Aesthetic.
Okay.
And I'm so lucky to get that name, that it wasn't taken.
Yeah.
A
That-
few people told me that when
When
made
I
it.
saw that, I was like, how?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah,
that
that's good.
seems
Yeah.
like a normal
That's-
name that it would have been.
Dude, I've gotten like the Gmail, just Pensacola Aesthetic at gmail.com. I've gotten the Instagram. I haven't even tried the Facebook yet because I just don't really get on Facebook too much. But dude, the Instagram, I didn't even want to do a photo page. I like refused for the longest time because I was like, I don't want to be that guy that check out my photography page,
Yeah.
you know, Robby Tucker photography.
Yeah.
But I learned like real quick, if you just have pictures up and it's not like about you and it's actually just like the pictures, way more people respond to it.
Yeah.
Like I followed, like, of course, when I first started, I followed like a shit ton of people and then saw if they followed me back, that kind of thing. There'd be so many people. I did that on my personal page when I was trying to
Would
promote
never-
photography.
Yeah.
Didn't even like take a glance at it. But the photo page is so much better now because it's just full of people that appreciate the pictures. And they're not people I know that are like,
Yeah.
I love your pictures, dude.
Yeah.
They're actually people like that have no idea who I am. They just
Yeah.
like the pictures.
That's
So-
gotta be such a cool feeling. Yeah. That's
Yeah.
awesome, dude.
It's definitely like more genuine appreciation.
Yeah.
It's like, it's cool that you get to experience something where you create, because not everybody in their field gets to create. I guess you could say we kind of create with the podcast, but
Yeah.
like in our own individual professions, we're not really creating. I guess you could say you create happiness a little bit because you provide a service and security for people.
Yeah.
I fucking cut grass, so I'm not really doing a lot for people, but like you're being able to do something, it like gives a physical representation of like creativity, and like that lives on forever.
Well, but I mean, like podcasts, like I don't know where it was when y'all first started it. I don't remember like the first episodes. But, I mean, you have a dope room now. You have like a rhythm going.
Yeah.
And I'm sure it's probably exponentially improved since you first started.
Yeah.
So it's actually, you care about it enough to yield a result, you know, and it's getting better. And then as far as people listening to it and people reacting to it, you never know how like they might have listened to your thing on the drive home and it might have improved their moment just enough to improve the next moment a little more, to improve that moment a little more. And like, you never know what, like even just people bullshitting on microphones
Yeah.
could like butterfly effect,
Yeah.
you know, affect so many things that you're not aware of. So yeah,
That's true,
y'all
man.
create
Appreciate that.
create
Hell
happiness.
yeah, dog.
Well, before we get out of here, if you want to grab one of these markers, one of these 5, and sign the wall up there,
The wall of
and we're
fame.
gonna do our little sponsor reads.
Yeah.
We actually only have the top one.
Okay.
So next week, actually, because, you know, your boy fucked up the schedule, and that's like letting y'all a little inside baseball. Robby was actually supposed to be next week, and Johnny Mumbles and Mackenzie were supposed to be today. Actually, if I'm being honest, they were supposed to be last week.
Nice.
Okay.
And I double booked last week, and then
Yeah.
I reached out to Big V thinking it was him, and he wasn't even in town. He's like, actually, I'm not even
Nice.
on this week.
So
And I
that
was like,
adds
oh,
up.
word. So I guess we don't have anybody. And then I hit up Johnny McKenzie, and they were like, we thought we were last week because you didn't say anything. And I was like, why didn't y'all say anything? And they were like, we thought y'all got busy. I looked at the schedule. They were last week.
Nice. Cool.
So very last minute, I had to ask Robby to step in. But killer guest. Thank you so much for coming in.
Fuck yeah.
But
Fun.
as I was saying, Johnny Mumbles, Sacred Ground Tattoo Studio. He's going to be doing my outline on my back soon. It'll actually be, like, when we record, when they're on, it'll be the very next day.
Damn. That'll be cool.
Yeah, it's going to hurt.
Yeah, well.
Not excited. I mean, I'm excited for the after product, but, like, ouch.
Rig up, dude. You'll be all right.
So he's the one I'm going to come take pictures of?
Yep.
Okay, sweet, because I'm going to take some really good pictures of him.
Yeah.
And he's going to be like, hey, come take pictures of me tattooing. I'll be
Yeah.
like, okay.
Hell
I'm
yeah.
going to do that. And then I'm going to be like, I have a lot of empty space in my mind.
Bet that shit up, dude.
Yeah.
Hey, it's that butterfly effect you were talking about. Like,
Yeah,
you
dude.
never know what one thing, one connection, one network thing will go into the next.
Yeah.
That's
But-
another crazy thing about the photography stuff. Is you
It's
just,
just
you sit somewhere with a camera,
Yeah.
you have no idea what happens. Like, the people you meet, the conversations you have that lead to other things, it's wild.
Yeah.
It's like exponential.
And you can do that anywhere.
Yeah.
It's not like you got some, like, big
Yeah.
hunky thing. You can
Yeah.
just be running around a little joint and just bang, bang.
That's why I
Check this
don't
shit
ever
out.
want to use a flash.
Ooh,
Yeah.
You're like at a bar or something, and a dude has like a big flash camera. I mean, no offense if that's what you do, you know.
Yeah.
But they'll the whole room turns around, and then people start posing for it. Then
Right.
people start
It
doing their like
ruins all
special
the-
things.
Yeah.
Yeah, just sneak
Too
in a little
much.
black camera. All you can see is a strap, so you don't know for sure it's a camera.
yeah,
Yeah.
Get a little sneaky.
hell yeah.
Sneaky on 'em.
Well, sneaky like a snake.
Well, if you are downtown, and who knows, by this time, maybe Robby got some joints by Johnny. Check out at Sacred Ground Tattoo Studios on Instagram, at Johnny Mumbles, at their shop. I don't know Mackenzie's at. Let me look that up while you're talking.
Yeah, Sacred Grounds, everybody. They're in a new studio now, so they're down by 3 Mile Bridge where John Lennon's Rolls Royce was. I don't honestly.
We
don't
should
know if
all
it's
get
there.
John Lennon Rolls Royce
I
tattoos.
would totally do that.
Is that what that is?
I would totally.
It's
do it.
not
It's not.
legitimately
Oh,
his,
okay.
but
There was a rumor going around Pensacola for like 50 years.
but
that
the
it was John
reason why
Lennon's
is
Rolls.
because the tag says JL.
Yeah,
Oh.
it's been going around for like ever.
But hers is at Mackenzie.Lemoyne. I don't know how you pronounce her last name. .designs. And roast me when you're in here next week. I don't care.
But yeah, so they're down in their new studio. They have one of the dopest spots around Pensacola. If you're trying to get some work done, if you're in town or if you're coming into town, definitely check them out. Check his page out. Check out Sacred Grounds page out to kind of check out some of the artwork. He does phenomenal artwork, not only tattoos but other shit. So give him a shout, see what he's got going on. I know he's kind of booked out for a little bit, but get him while you can, because you don't want to wait and then have to wait like a year for a tattoo. That's crazy. So yeah, definitely check them out, and we're stoked to have them on next week. That'll be great.
They're actually the best tattoo artists in the entire world,
They legally
right here
are.
in Pensacola.
They legally are.
Bet that shit
Yeah.
up,
We just
Playboy.
got it back. Yeah,
You get a tattoo, all your dreams come true.
it's true.
It's a
I've heard
magical place. It's sacred. The grounds are sacred.
It's
Legal.
true. Maybe one day you could earn a smile tattoo. I'm not saying anytime soon, but God. Maybe,
Yeah.
yeah, we'll figure it out.
All right. Well, dude, thank you so much for coming on. We
Yeah,
really
appreciate
appreciate
you,
it.
brother.
This
It's
is
been-
great.
Dude, it's been awesome. So thank you so much.
I'm glad we got to talk about so much weird stuff.
Yeah. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for listening. We're getting the fuck up out of here. We love you. Yee-hee.